On the southern coast of Kenya, where the waves kiss the shores of Wasini Island, a remarkable project is taking shape, one that could change the lives of the local community and the future of marine life in these waters. This is the story of the Octopus Closure Project, a conservation effort spearheaded by Revolution in partnership with Blue Ventures. Welcome to this podcast. My name is Steve Mokaya. Yvonne Muya, a marine conservationist and project coordinator at Revolution, recalls the inspiration behind this initiative. For the first time, the NGO is embarking on an octopus closure, a project that is only the second of its kind on the south coast. The Mkwiro community, nestled on the Wasini Island, had been motivated by the success of similar closures in Munje, just 17 kilometers away, and in Tanga, Tanzania, 57 kilometers to the south.
We're in the south coast of Kenya, and this will be the second closure in this part of the country. The first one was in Munje. It's just a few villages before you get to Shimoni, but this is the first time at Revolution we are undertaking such a project. So this is an initiative from the community. So they had identified earlier on in Lamu, there are groups that undertake octopus closure, and also like in Tanga. Tanga is much closer than Lamu. Yeah, it's like an hour from here. And this is something that the community has seen, right, happening. Most of the people here have relatives in Tanga, right, and they've seen like octopus closures have been quite successful in the northern side of Tanzania, and they have been looking for an intervention that would help support the women's livelihoods.
Revolution embraced the idea, seeing it as a way to deliver quick, tangible results to the community. While coral restoration, a cornerstone of the NGO's work, takes time to show visible benefits, the octopus closure offered a faster return.
But the thing about coral restoration is, unlike the other types of restoration, coral restoration takes a bit longer to show results, to create impact. So we have to find other ways to support livelihoods of people, right? And we wanted something that could bring results in a short while. If we close off the area in 6 months, they are able to harvest octopus that are fully matured. So it's still quite sustainable and it gives people a bit of income. That's why we specifically settled on octopus. And then octopus can really stay in a specific area for a long period of time compared to other fish that move a lot. It's not that they don't move, they move, but if they find this area they're not being fished, they would stay there.
Clay Obota, the fisheries technical specialist for Blue Ventures in East Africa, explained the significance of these closures. This is the second octopus closure supported by Blue Ventures in Kenya, following a successful one in Munje village last year. Obota highlights that these closures have proven essential, not just for restoring marine ecosystems, but also for sustaining the livelihoods of coastal communities.
It's a response to the problems that fishers face in terms of destruction of fishing and declining fisheries. That there needed to be a solution. Part of the solution was to come up with a management measure that can be able to respond to the needs of the communities in terms of livelihood and also in terms of the ecological degradation. So octopus closure has been focusing on fisheries that responds fast to management, like octopus. I mean, octopus is short-lived, it grows fast, and also it's less mobile. So it can easily respond to community management measure. So this, I can say, is one of the most acceptable fisheries management among others that communities are able to appreciate and start appreciating that conservation can also be beneficial to their livelihood.
By setting up these locally managed marine areas, the closures act as breeding grounds for marine life, ensuring that fishing remains sustainable for future generations.
Communities need this resource today and for the future and for the next generation. So if the resources are depleted, then there will be no fish for the coming generation. So rebuilding the fisheries and ensuring that the fisheries is sustainable is beneficial for the generations today and the generations to come. Because then if they completely depleted, then that stops to be a source of livelihood of that community. That probably they may not have another alternative source of livelihood. So it's beneficial in terms of ecology, that the fisheries are able to rebuild. Because then what happens is a closure, one of the benefits of a closure is it restores the reproductive densities of fish.
Among those benefiting from this initiative is Mzungu Ali, a respected octopus fisherwoman on the island. For over 15 years, Mzungu has honed her skills, learning the craft from her late grandmother, who initially hesitated to let the young Mzungu join her at sea.
Nilianza shughuli hiyo nikiwa primary education kwa sababu katika siku za holidays nilikuwa namfuata nyanya yangu ambaye alikuwa yeye ni official katika hiyo kazi. So nilikuwa namfuata nyuma. Kwanza alikuwa anakemea apendi nifanye ile shughuli nimfuate, lakini na mimi kwa sababu pia ni kitu ambayo nilikuwa niko interested nayo, sikuwa nataka kubaki. So nilikuwa namwacha anatembea distance, mimi nikimfuata nyuma. Paka akifika na mimi nishafika kule. Namwangalia vile anafanya. Haya, namsaidia kubeba pweza, tunakuja zetu nyumbani. Mpaka na yeye pia sasa ikawa amepata moyo, alihisi ashapata pia msaidizi wa kumsaidia pweza wake. So ile akienda asubuhi unapata haya sasa hii ni time tuende, haya twaenda. Tunafika, tunatembea mpaka kule baharini, naangalia jinsi gani anatoa pweza pale katika nyumba zao. Alafu na mimi pia ndo nikapata ujuzi kupitia hiyo.
In the coastal communities, octopus, fondly called pweza in Swahili, holds a special significance. It's not just a source of income, it's believed to enhance vitality among men and boost milk production for breastfeeding mothers. But for Mzungu and many other women, the real value lies in the financial independence it brings.
Pweza ni kitoweo. Alafu pia, pweza yuko na manufaa. Kwanza yuko na manufaa kwa wamama ambao ni wamejifungua muda si mrefu. Kuna baadhi ya mama ambao huwa wana shida katika kupata maziwa ya watoto. So, wakinywa supu ya pweza unapata maziwa yanajaa katika vifua vyao. Pweza pia ni kitu ambayo inaongezea nguvu kwa wanaume. Mwanaume akinywa supu ya pweza unapata iko na manufaa yake kiasi. Kwa sababu kuna msanii mwingine pia wa taarab, tunamjua kwa jina la Mzee Yusuf. Kuna wimbo wake aliimba pale. Alimba supu ya pweza hiyo ina utamu wake, asiyekunywa supu ya pweza ni hasara kwake, atakosa maraha kwa mpenzi wake. So huo tayari ni ujumbe uliwahi kufikishwa kwa aina hiyo. So supu ya pweza iko na manufaa kiasi.
Mtengo Makame, the chairman of the Mkwiro Beach Management Unit BMU, shares that this closure was also about empowering women, who traditionally don't venture into the open sea like men. The BMU saw this as an opportunity to create a sustainable income source for the women of the community.
The women are not all that much involved, and in our regulations we see that we have to empower women into these fisheries activities. So we thought of coming up with a way of how these women can be involved in the fisheries activities, but at the same time, they can increase the household income. And then that's when we thought of coming up with a closure, an octopus closure, whereby the fishing activity of octopus is mainly done by the women. The men are doing the fishing. Maybe 2 to 3% of men are the ones doing the octopus fishing. Therefore, it's not a problem and a challenge to them because they are used to it. They know this is the practice for the ladies. And of course, to them it's an advantage because there are some seasons where men, even if they go out fishing, they don't get anything. So to them, when we close and we let the ladies now get more income to that, they will be helping and assisting the households in some other areas.
However, this doesn't exclude men from the project. Men will still play a crucial role by gleaning octopus in deeper waters where women can't dive, and by patrolling the closure area to prevent illegal fishing. Mzungu reflects on the changing times. Like many coastal communities in Kenya, Mkwiro once held strong beliefs that kept women from fishing at sea. Women were considered unclean and thought to defile the sacred waters. But with the advent of Islam and the shift away from traditional beliefs, these restrictions have faded into history.
Kitambo ni sehemu ambazo walikuwa ni sehemu kwanza za kuabudia. Alafu pia ni sehemu ambazo walikuwa wanadai wamama hawezi fika hizo sehemu kwa sababu kulikuwa na vitu kama mashetani vile. Pengine wakifika sehemu kama zile, wamama wajawazito, wamama ambao wananyonyesha, wamama ambao wako katika periods wanaweza kupata madhara kupitia zile sehemu. Lakini alafu baadaye ilikuja ikabadilika kwa sababu hizo zilikuwa mambo na mila. Lakini sasa tunafuata dini zaidi.
I asked Mtengo if the community was concerned about closing the 18-hectare fishing ground for several months. He responded with patience, citing the long-term benefits they've already seen from other restoration projects like coral restoration, which has significantly increased fish populations in the area.
Revolution Foundation here has been doing coral restoration, and we asked them, because they are researchers, so that they can assist us to rehabilitate our area. So through their research system, we have been able to restore corals here, and our habitat has been good, impressive. So the fish around our area, which we have closed during the restoration, we have seen the biomass of fish coming up, and we have seen fish which now, when they spill out, fishers can catch more fish in that particular area. But also ecotourism has been improved somewhat.
For some, like 66-year-old Mwanaisha Hamisi, who has been gleaning octopus for 2 decades, the closure is a hopeful investment in the future. In the meantime, she'll continue to fish in other open areas, but she eagerly anticipates the harvest that will come after the closure period.
Kutokana na hii tengefu, nitapata mapato mazuri, nikafaidika mimi na mwenzangu. Yaani watokozi wote watafaidika na watafurahika. Tumeelezewa jinsi ya tengefu tulivyofanya kazi. Tutakiwa walinzi wa usiku na mchana. Siku ikifungwa ile, sitaenda kutokoa pale. Nitaenda upande mwingine, kuanzia Jibwe la Jahazi mpaka nyuma maji. Mpaka miezi 4 imalizike. Tukifungiliwa ndio nitaenda pale tukue pesa wangu.
Mzungu notes a decline in octopus catches over the years, attributing it to changes in water temperatures and the use of illegal fishing gear. However, she remains hopeful that this closure will lead to larger catches and more income for the community.
Miaka kadhaa nyuma tulikuwa tunapata pweza wa kutosha, lakini bei yake ilikuwa chini. Sasa hivi pweza wamepotea. Yaani unapata pweza lakini si kama vile walikuwa wakipatikana kitambo. Bei nzuri kiasi, lakini si kwa ati tunapata ile pweza ambao wanaweza kutufidia kila siku. So sasa hii pweza wameshuka kiasi, lakini bei yake nzuri, lakini pweza yenyewe ndo wamepotea. Kitambo nikienda baharini na marehemu bibi yangu, walikuwa wanauzia pweza kilo 150. Ikaenda paka ikafika 200. Lakini sasa hii sisi tunauzia pweza kilo 350 mpaka 370. Mimi kama mvuvi, first of all, nilifurahi kusikia kuna octopus closure inakuja kufanyika katika maeneo yetu. Kwa sababu naamini bidhnillahi karim, after miezi kadhaa, kama tutailinda ile sehemu vizuri, wahalifu wasipatikane pale, basi nina imani kubwa ya kuwa tutapata mazao mazuri. Tutavuna, na katika ile tukivuna, fedha yake utakayopata kwa sababu itakuwa ni nyingi kiasi, inaweza kutubadilishia maisha.
Eunice Ogada, a fisheries officer at Revolution, who oversees this project, believes the closure could be a game changer for the octopus fishing on Wasini Island, supported by promising data collected so far.
With the data that the BMU handed to me, it shows that in a month, a fisher could get up to 12 kgs. And this fish, as a gleaner, you only glean by yourself. So the crew size is just 1 person. And usually, let's say they could go out there and glean for about 5 to 6 hours. And they don't glean every day of the month. So if we look at it, in a month, they could go, say, 8 or 9 times and glean for like 6-7 hours tops. And the average catch per fisher in a month is 12 kgs. That means in a day they could get like 3 kgs or 4 kgs. So if they close the area and go and fish for 5 days, because that is what they request for, that means their catch is likely to be a bit higher during the opening.
UNIS also shared plans for an exchange program that will take Mkwiro BMU members to Munje village and Tanga, Tanzania, where they can learn from successful projects in those areas. She revealed that the BMU has already planned how to use the funds generated from the closure, ensuring they benefit not only the gleaners, but also the community's management, the schools in the area, and also the dispensary.
They suggested that they want the money they're going to be getting from the closure to be divided in a certain way. So 50% of that money they're going to get is going to go to the gleaners and the fishers. And then 30% is going to go to the BMU. And the work of the BMU is to ensure patrols, is to ensure everything that is required in the BMU is done. And then 20% is going to go to the community. And it is not going to go to a specific person. So they said in that 20%, 10% is going to go to the schools, to the secondary school and the primary school here. It's going to help them add books in their library, and then also ensure that they have adequate desks for their children. Yeah? And then the remaining 10% is going to go to their dispensary so that they stock medicine for them to be able to get adequate medication in the village. They don't need to cross Shoshimoni for them to get medication.
As the waves continue to lap against the shores of Wasini Island, the community waits with hope. The Octopus closure is more than just a project. It's a promise of a sustainable future, a brighter future for tomorrow for those who depend on the ocean's bounty. I'm Steve Mokaya, signing off from Wasini Island, where the ocean whispers its secrets to those who listen. Until next time, may we all learn to listen to the whispers of our own seas, and may we protect them from the generations yet to come.